Hello everyone! How are we all doing today? I am good, Hayden. I am good. I'm also hungry. Hopefully today's not going to be as shameful and shambles as it was yesterday. Yesterday was terrible. 13 drivers on the grid. We're only missing Ento, who was meant to be replaced by Bruno, and then Ento meant to be replaced by Bruno, and then both of them not able to make it. We nearly didn't have Ruben make it. Apparently the weather over in South America is absolutely appalling, and those who have had poor connection issues. Ento was not here, so it's going to be replaced by Bruno. Bruno is not able to race, so only SVV racing was going to be a big hit for them in the Teams Championship. So we'll just about get ready to start. Whilst we're at it, let's have a look at the Div 1 drivers standings. There is 3 rounds to go, 48 points if my math serves me right. We'll actually have a look now. So 54 points up for grabs. So if there's 52 points up to grabs, Ruben has 14. If Ruben outscores Devil then by 11 points. So if Ruben gets all 18 points, if he outscores Devil by 11 points, that is the title going to Ruben. Team standings, that's probably already sorted. Team standings, let's have a look. There is 90 points up for grabs. That's not quite over yet. Let's have a look. 90 points up for grabs. 144 minus 63. But nearly out of it. So we'll see come the end then. But SVV can wrap up both titles today. We do know that. Don't know why Casey's not readied up. Had a bit of a delayed start. $16 people already. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Hope you're all doing okay. Let's make sure Casey's all ready. We're gonna have a nice clean start, and not what we had last time. It's all good. Let's pray that it's good. We're praying for a clean getaway. I think we've seen someone on the mediums. That's JD and Casey that's having it coming together. Philo coming with the fastest time, and here we go then. Round 7. of the GTEL Division 1 Championship live from the Red Bull Ring. Qualifying gets underway here then from the notorious Red Bull Ring in Spielberg, Austria. Only a few minutes away from the old 1960s F1 track at the Zeltwijk Air Base. As the last few people are leaving the pits. Just OTBC left, Casey as well, but he's coming out. Dino, and it is just OT. The two ARTs leaving together, so that might be a slipstream. A nice slipstream teamwork there. It is possible. It's good at the Red Bull Ring. You can do that, and OTBC is out nicely. So, as JD leads them out then. This is a track where Monza's not on the calendar, but you can definitely... Slipstreaming is going to be a fairly important around here through the first and... especially through the first sector. If you could look at the track map in the top right, it's pretty obvious why. But anyway, see some potential teamwork coming out, and Ruben instantly not sitting around. For once, Ruben's normally one of the last ones out of the pits, but Ruben not sitting around, and he's really getting a groove on. So then let's have a look. Let's have a lap around the Spielberg track then with Ruben as he comes up towards turn number 1, braking around about the 100-meter board, uphill braking. See there, slings in, maximising the curve. That might risk a penalty there as he got all 4 wheels over the sausage curve. We'll see up the hill. Yes, there's a half-second slow down, so he might have bought the lap as he's also coming up to online Kreutzer. And yeah, you see just before he does abort the lap, and then he'll let Mr. Osaka through as well. That's good sportsmanship there by the Panamanian driver. Devil and Brian. Brian tucked round to the back of Devil. If there's someone you do want to be sit right on the back with, Devil is someone I would put on that list. This could be a good qualifying for Brian if Devil's actually on a good lap. They're also coming up to the back of Ruben. So if Brian can keep up with Devil, that will be solid there for the Estonian. JD's coming through the middle sector. This is a track we saw. It's very good for overtakes. The racing's... we've not actually seen proper outright battles, but the one problem, the racing has been quite predictable. You'd know where it's going to happen. I mean, the moves have been very predictable. The racing, it's very samey as we come through the final 2 turns with JD. Very cautious on track limits. Need to keep all 4 wheels within the green line, and it's a slow 130. Slow laps for everyone. Mr. Osaka goes provisional pole. It's a 129. Devil up towards the line. He goes top with a 128. Ruben, he goes 6th. Brian, he fell off a bit and he sets a 129. Vaseline Koch goes 2nd with a 129.0. That's good for him. Tim's into the pit lane. Casey, who raced yesterday, finished 6th in Div 2 towards the line. This is looking good. He goes 2nd. It's a 128.8. On Dino Rod, I think that will put him 4th. Yes, he goes 4th. It's a 29.2. OTBC on final turn, a bit twitchy, but so far looking alright. He goes 2nd for OT, so it's a good lap there by the British driver. Tim, Bobby's he on a flyer? Bobby's... yes, so Tim, Bobby and Philo yet set a lap, and Ruben's yet set a respectable lap time as he was very slow as he's got a bit of traffic up ahead of him, and Brian tucked in behind Ruben. So this is someone you want to be in behind, but following this closely, we're now seeing the problems through the middle sector. Provisional, he sets the fastest middle sector of anyone, and if Brian can just get himself in slipstream range, this might help him along here. But it was really close to the back of Ruben, which meant he probably would have gone 3rd or 2nd, definitely in the top 2 rows. But as Rubens actually goes into the pit lane, so I don't quite know what he's doing. Brian up towards the line, online Kreutzer, and Prusby will stay 8th. Brian, he goes 4th, so despite that mistake down at turn 6, where he had a bit of the dirty air, being directly behind Ruben caused him to slip out a bit. Cuts for turn 1, that might be a bit of a penalty. We'll find out. Devil, provisional pole though. An OTBC, how's this? This man's second. Yes, there's Brian's penalty. Dino, he goes third with a 1:28.6. The Irishman's so far. So then, Ruben yet to set a lap time. Tim, he's yet to set a lap time. I don't know why. Neither's Bobby or Philo. So these three all yet to set a lap, and Ruben's currently dead last. I think he's doing his normal burning fuel strategy. So maybe he's just baiting us then. As Vaslinkock and Devil. Vaslinkock sixth, he had a brilliant qualifying last time out with his brand new TBRT livery, a combination of tri-drive and BRT, as they are forming up next season. They currently have their respectable teams individually for the rest of GTEL, but for everything else they compete in, it's TBRT as Vaslinkock and NDC have departed. Here's his Audi R8 livery and brand new livery, and he's so currently equaling his best qualifying performance, which he set last week down in 6th. OTBC though at Can-Am, they're having a nice, one of their odd turns of pace, and how's this for a nice livery for Tim? Got that shark nose, it's a US Air Force camo on the Canadian. Quite ironic, but that is a scary shark face, I must say. As Tim comes up towards turn number 9. 2 more to go, JD's into the pit lane. Tim's a man that, on his day, if he's had a podium, he's had a podium this season at Suzuka. And he's normally someone that moves up the field. He goes 6th, knocks Vaslinkock down to 7th, and Mr. Osaka outside the points. So as we say that, Bobby, he goes 3rd. It's a brilliant lap there by him. Philo, he's on his out lap as he's coming up towards his as he'll probably have 2 more laps in him. Ruben then finally going for a lap. JD's currently in 11th. I don't think he's necessarily had a respectable lap. Maybe he's had some mistakes through it. Devil's coming up towards turn number 3 as he's improving on his lap time beforehand. OTBC's coming around final turns. Let's see if he can stick on provisional pole. He doesn't need to find much time, so qualifying so far is quite close. There's a mistake there which is going to cost him some time, and it might impact him a bit on this lap as well. We'll be able to get one more out of it, but straight line speed down towards turn 1's going to be a bit impacted. Bobby, he's got a penalty he's going to be serving, but look at this. 100th between, 200 separate, look at this, right? Where's Casey? 3 tenths, 4 tenths, look at this. This is probably the closest qualifying we've seen. 5 tenths near enough separate the top 8, but look at this gap between 2nd, 3rd and 4th if we look at Bobby as he's tucked right to the back of Devil, and with Devil improving in the 1st sector, this might be a good lap for Bobby as well if he can have a good slipstream down. Maybe he's been giving Devil a bit of a bump draft round the final turn. Devil getting onto the curbing. Tim, he goes 5th. That's a brilliant lap by him up towards the line. Bobby won't be improving, but Devil does. So, Can-Am, 2nd and 5th, they're having a brilliant qualifying session. Casey, he's building up for his final flying lap. Vaslinkock, he did not improve on his lap. Mr. Osaka in 9th, he's been one to have a decent qualifying field up to the line. This will put him provisional last, and Ruben didn't have the cleanest of laps again. So was that a mistake, or is he still burning? He looked like he was going for it, but this is his last lap and he's stuck behind Philo. And then this could be Ruben. Is Ruben giving himself a challenge, or what's going on as he runs up towards turn 1? No, Ruben is giving it the full beans, it seems, as he's gone purple in sector 1. It's quite easy to do that though, but he does have a bit of traffic stuck behind Philo. Philo's a quick driver though, so this can benefit Ruben. Bobby currently 3rd. Doesn't need to find much time. Stuck behind Devil as he comes through the middle sector. He will be able to have one more lap at it. Tim, he's coming through turn 8. There's a nice train up ahead as well. It's Online Kreutzer, I think. Who's behind him? Online Kreutzer and JD. So up towards the line, Online Kreutzer, will he improve? He does. JD. Mr. Osaka improves. Where does that put him? It puts him 6th. So closes the gap down even more. JD, he stays out of top 10, but Dino and Tim! Dino are 1:28.5. Tim and Dino 2nd and 3rd knocks Bobby down. Well, that is a blistering lap by the pair of them as Dino will give up his qualifying as he goes onto the mediums. Vaslincock, he goes 6th for a 28.7 as the lap times are really piling in now. Casey up towards the line. Will he be improving? He stays 8th as he can't quite find the time. Ruben's gone 2nd. Philo on pole! Didn't even notice that, a 27.6. Ruben's only been beaten to pole once this season, but Vaslincock and Devil, the former teammates, are still on a lap. Provisional pole then. Only these two are on a lap. Philo on pole, Ruben 2nd. If Devil can improve, he needs to find 3 tenths to Ruben, and Vaslincock's been gifted another lap. These two are on slightly more worn tyres here as well as they come through turn 4. The last two set a lap then. But Vaslincock, if Devil can improve, being behind him, we've seen he can have some benefits. Bit of a bit of a wider line through turn 6 for Vaslincock, but in the slipstream he can definitely gain that back, as he's actually, all of these laps that have come in, Tim and Dino, OT, they've all knocked everyone down. Online Kreutzer, his lap time won't really put him up anywhere. We need to be looking at the top 8 as that's who's scoring points round the final 2 turns. Dirty Air's going to be massive here for Vaslincock. So let's hope he's gained enough time with the slipstream. Bobby, he goes 5th. Brian, he improves. Won't be able to do anything. And Devil, he's actually a slow lap, so maybe he's parked it for Vaslincock. So it's Philo on pole at Austria. The 3rd pole that we've had this season. Ruben wasn't the cleanest of sessions from Dino's around the final turn, but he won't be improving. Devil 3rd, Dino 4th, Bobby 5th, 6th and 7th for OT and Tim, the Cannon Boys, 8th for Casey. Vaslincock, look at these gaps. I mean, Casey, Vaslincock, 22 milliseconds off being in the top 8. Brian, 9 milliseconds between Brian and Osaka. And then the gaps, they're mad. Support qualifying by JD in the Mitsubishi. Don't know what's really happened. Look, Bobby and Tim, 11 milliseconds, 68 milliseconds. 4. There's less than a tenth between 4th and 9th. Look at how close that is from 4th all the way down. That was anyone's gain, but it's Philo on pole at Austria. What a qualifying that was. I do believe it's the first British pole sitter in Div 1, and it is Philo. Ruben 2nd, Devil 3rd, and Dino 4th. Everyone qualifying by him. Bobby and Tim lock out a 3rd row of grid on OTBC and KC. A surprise 4th row. Down the order, Vaslincock and Brian, former BNR man, then moved to NDC, now TBRT. The lights are on, then let's ride on board with Bobby at the line. And away we go then at Austria. It's not been the best of starts there by Bobby as he's fallen right down the order. Philo holds the lead. Devil, he's had a good start as well as he tries moving up the order. As they come through turn 1, a bit of contact there between Devil and Ruben, but Devil's got Ruben at the line up towards turn 1. Philo leads the way then as we go up towards turn 3. Casey's got himself up to 6. Dino's fallen down a place. OTBC as well. JD's still at the back there. Vaslincock, see, got himself penalties. He's moved his way up to 4th. He's normally one for a good start. Casey's trying to find his way around the outside of his teammate. I think that's Mr. Osaka and Tim getting their elbows out there as Devil, as they run down towards turn number 4. This freeway train trying to bridge themselves a gap. Vaslincock a bit deep into turn number 4. Brian's getting himself up into 8th. Vaslincock though, brilliant start there by him. Casey as well, he's up into 5th trying to chase his 2nd point scoring as he got a podium last time out at Spa. So as we come through the middle sector then, what happened to Bobby? He's down in 9th. Tim, he's not had the best of starts, and OTBC as well. Can-Am really gone down the order then when it looked like they had such good qualifying. It's almost like Vaslincock last time out. Vaslincock trying to redeem himself. It's only on 2 points. So out of everyone that's scored points, he is at the bottom as they come round the final turn then at the end of lap 1. Be mindful of track limits here. If you go put a wheel beyond that green stuff, that's going to give you a penalty. But Philo leads then at the end of lap 1. Ruben's going to be happy to sit behind these two and probably do his normal antics of fuel saving Devil hopefully will be responding with that as well and do the same. Vasilinkok, he's in there. Casey, Dynarod, they're going a well off. That might give them a track limits penalty. Casey's latched onto the back of this group though, and the chase group then led by Dino. Mr. Osaka's there. Bobby, Brian. Bobby we've seen quick in qualifying as we come up through turn 3. Is anyone looking to make any moves? Vasilinkok right onto the back of Ruben. Told me that would be happening at the start of the season. I would have called you mad. The man moved up from Div 2 to Div 1. Dino needs to get his work out. Bo needs to put in some work, needs to bridge this gap between himself and Casey and latch himself onto this lead group then. As they come up through turn number 4. BNR's 8th and 9th. Tim, he's down in 10th then. But Philo, he still leads the way. As we look, the top 3 pretty much even on fuel already after the first lap and a half. Casey as well. Dino just about in slipstream range, is going to have to latch himself on a bit more. Vasilinkok needs to make sure he doesn't lose touch of this group ahead. And maybe Philo, Devil and Ruben know they need to pick up the pace a bit if they want to bridge a gap between everyone else. If they start parking it, that could then mean the guys further back, they can latch on, then it becomes anyone's game. Casey getting a bit wide there at turn number 10. Lucky he didn't get a penalty there. Bobby's putting Mr. Osaka under pressure as we come up the hill. Casey as well putting Vasilinkok under pressure. As this move here, Casey's through at turn 1, pushes Vasilinkok a bit wide. Vasilinkok though's got a good run, but he will be getting a penalty. It seems half second coming our way. No, I think because there was contact, he may have got away with that. As we run up towards turn number 3, it's going to be close enough to go for a move that these two can't squabble too much further back. Bobby trying to find his way up. Mr. Osaka trying to find his way up. Dino, it's a late lunge there, and Dino, he's going to be able to hold on. Bobby almost looked like he gave him a bit of a push there. DBR9 versus Corvette. Who's going to have the better straight line speed? And it seems to be Mr. Osaka. He's got his way up into 6th, and Dino will just have to secede for now. The outside move around at turn 4 though seems to be pretty powerful one. Vasilinkok trying to do the same as we move through there. Up at the front, I think Ruben looked for a move, couldn't quite get it done, but Philo setting the pace, so 128.9 on lap 2, improving through the middle sector as well. It does seem like, as Ruben and Devil both got a bit shaky, Philo with a penalty, Devil with a penalty. This might allow Ruben to go through, but so far it seems like they're really setting the pace down towards turn number 9. Vasilinkok trying to regain 4th place between himself and Casey. These two had a chance at the first lap of a podium, but their squabblings really put them a bit of a gap. But further back, Bobby, Dino forced onto the grass on the exit there. Bobby got a half-second slowdown penalty. The battle for 4th, Vasilinkok not even close enough to go for a move, but the battle for the 6th then. Dino tries to find his way up the inside of Bobby, side by side. Bobby's going to get a bit off there. Would he get away with that because of the contact? We don't know. Let's find out. As this is any penalty added on. Yes, half-second added on to Bobby then. Up at the front as the two leaders then, Philo and Devil inside each other. There's nothing you get to save that. Devil will give the place back. I think Devil might have the same game plan Ruben might be having, is just sitting back. As Ruben all over the back of Devil trying to make a move to come down towards turn 4. Both of Ruben down the inside then. Getting a bit racy, there's a bit of contact. Will Devil be able to hold on? Devil DNF'd last time out. Hopefully looking for a bit of redemption so far. Not so good though. I think maybe Ruben's noticed Philo's trying to step the pace up and string the field out a bit and not let a slipstream train happen. That's what he's doing, but Devil needs to get himself right onto the back of these two then, as they can't let it be a two-man race, and Devil can't let himself get swallowed up by Casey. Ruben going for the move and towards turn number 9. Philo holds onto it. Philo forced onto track. Will Ruben let him back through? That's good there by Ruben. Ruben knows there was the contact. Casey and Vasilinkok, they're bridging out, but Casey's 1.1 second slowdown penalty might give you a bit of an indication. Up towards turn 1, Ruben's going very wide out there. Has to just sit back against Philo. Philo managing the track limits nicely as we run up towards turn number 3 then. So Braun overtaking spot on Ruben. Ruben's game plan does not seem to be one stop. Ruben wants the lead here. Ruben wants to lead from the front as we come up towards turn number 3. Pulled to the inside. It's Mitsubishi versus Nissan, and Philo forced onto the edge. Can't quite hold on to it, and I think Ruben knows that this is going to be a waiting man's game, and he he doesn't want to let that happen. He wants to lead from the front. He wants to set the pace. But as we saw, he wasn't the fastest in qualifying. And Ruben might be going for a bit of a different game plan. But Philo looking for a move down to turn 4. There's a bit of late when he sends it down. There's a bit of contact with a stay on track. Ruben a bit shaky. Devil might find his way back through into second as well. No, he's going to have to back up a bit here, but this battling is the battle for first. It's going to allow Casey to close his way back in. Casey, 8/10 behind on Devil as he's bridging his way in. He wants his second podium in GTL. He's tasted success. He's tasted a podium. He wants more. Vaslin Koch as well running in 5th. He's running good. New team, new game plan. Let's see if the new clothes for Vaslin Koch can maybe turn a new page in his career here. Maybe he can do a bit well. Philo gets himself a second penalty. Or I should say a 1 second penalty. Ruben, is he going to look for a bit of a late move in towards turn 1, or is he going to wait up at turn 3? Devil thought about something there. Further back, Casey, Vaslin Koch, Bobby's got himself back up into 6th, but Dynarod, look at this train here. Further back, Brian right onto the back of OTBC. He's got himself up to 9th, and these lot, anything happens up ahead, anyone can be getting a podium here, as Philo will be getting rid of a good chunk of his penalty, and he will let Ruben through. Ruben deep into the turn, though. A bit of a switchback there by Philo. Smart thinking there by the Brit to hold on to the lead whilst getting his penalty gone, as Casey stormed off into the distance and is near enough latching himself onto this front group. But Vaslin Koch is just going to have to put his foot down a bit, latch on to the group as he's sideways through turn 4. That Audi really unstable. He's been vocal about all season. He's not really liked it, but 2087's a quick lap for him, as Philo and Ruben still going at it, and it's just an accident waiting to happen, you have to feel. As there's also Casey, he can maybe pick up some scraps, but if there is an accident, which you just have to think an accident is going to happen here, anyone can really come out victorious, as everyone's seemingly picking up penalties. And penalties as well, if Vaslin Koch can keep himself close, they could be massive factors here. Ruben and Philo going at it still. I've got food, I want to eat it, but I don't get a second to breathe, as Ruben will just tuck back into the slipstream. And we'll wait up towards turn number 3. Casey very much onto the back of Devil. After getting his first podium, he seems to have a new game plan. He seems to be a lot cooler. He seems to be a lot more calm and collected. He knows what to do now. Talking to Dino, his teammate, he was very uncertain about it. He was very pushy, he was very aggressive, he was getting very stressed, apparently. And Dino was just telling him just to breathe, just to manage it. That he's got it. It was coming to him, just needed to relax, and that's what he did. And I think that's what the young Brit is doing now, as we're almost going 3 wide down towards turn number 4. Ruben tries to send it. Is Field going to be able to look for a switch backwards? Ruben going to park on an exit. It's a brilliant move there by the driver from Panama. Casey's falling off a bit here. He wants to get his pace up and wants to latch it back on. So far, when you look at fuel, you just have to think that Devil so far, it's only a slight margin, but he still has the lead in terms of fuel. That's Casey going to pick himself up on a penalty, but no action going to be coming this time round. It seems. I don't think anyone's that close. But I think we're going to be in for a close, exciting race here. 10 minutes down. If we go to the back, it's online Kreuzer who's far back, but these groups, just look throughout the field and look at the time gaps as well. Vaslin Koch is only 4 seconds off the lead, and he's in 5th. Anything can happen here. Whilst we're at it, let's point out, Philo's doing all this on mediums. Philo's doing his first stint on mediums. And I think Ruben knows that, so he might be putting his foot down a bit. If you give him a gap on the mediums, it's going to cause some problems, but Philo on mediums seemingly having pace, which just screams trouble if he's going to be on two softs. If he's going to be on softs for the rest of the race, in second and third stint, that's going to be crucial if he can keep himself in touch with Ruben. Looking down the field, who's on what tyres? Philo, Bobby, Dino on mediums. Tim on mediums. So, Philo, Bobby, Dino, and Tim all on mediums then. As Ruben puts in the fastest lap of the race, bridging that gap down to 2 seconds. He's really putting his foot down. He's a smart driver. He senses pressure. He knows he can't go for his normal one stop. As actually, what's gone on here? Philo's into the pits. After Strollots, Philo into the pits then. Puts on a pair of softs. And he will rejoin at the back, and now maybe he's realised he's losing pace on the mediums. Get him off now. Now this is a strategy change up, I must say. He's going to start trying to... He's got a 4-second gap to online Kreutzer, get an undercut going, but Ruben's pace at the front. Is it too early maybe for an undercut? As a 1:27.8 last lap. Ruben's doing just fine. As everything slowly calms down here, but battle for the final point still rages on. OCBC, Mr. Osaka, Motorsport West in dear need of points here. So expect Mr. Osaka to go get his elbows out, try and put in a good performance here. And so far, OTBC down straight has got some power in that car, and Tim's looking for moves to come up towards turn number 1, and he's comfortably ahead for straight. JD also further back, looking to get himself into this. And Casey currently running third, but 5 seconds worth of penalties. This is the lengths Casey's going to keep himself in the slipstream, but as we have seen, the penalty kill around this track quite easy up at turn 3. It's so easy to burn penalties here and not lose any time, so it's not all doom and gloom for Casey. Devil currently has a purple sector, but it's still down on his personal best, so fastest middle sector, but it's still not on PB pace, so he's not at the best middle first sector, it seems. As he comes down through the final turn, everyone being cautious on track limits except that man in the background there getting very off and wide. As he increases penalty a bit more. So we need to tell Casey just relax a bit. Philo, however, he's made light work of online Kreutzer, it seems, as he now cuts through the field after his first pit stop. Trying to make this undercut work. Maybe he feels the tyres can go a long way. But it's an interesting strategy nonetheless. Potentially a free stop, who knows? But I think Philo did a similar thing down at the Nürburgring. And it worked out nicely, but look at this midfield battle. Tim and JD going at it. It's Tim! Big snap of oversteer, holds onto it nicely though. SVV can rock with one eye shut and one driver here. He's just insane, lads. The field's starting to thin out though. Dino maybe gonna think about an undercut as he's on the mediums. Bobby as well, maybe thinking about strategy and timing into the pits as we do approach that first pit window for everyone going for a two-stop, the traditional two-stop. you know, something, if Dino can bridge that gap, maybe try and just good points. So far, ART on track for a solid points paying position. That's a 9-second penalty. This would drop Casey down towards Dino. That's mad. He just needs to relax, and the track limits are so clearly defined. He just needs to relax as he's actually got past Devil. But Casey's hungry for more. He's hungry for more success. He wants to be on that podium again. But this is not a way to go. It's early days, but so far not so good. Anyway, talking of the team's championship, 90 points are up for grabs. SVV definitely not taking advantage of it. We need a 60-point gap. I'm convinced of it. Ruben so far is getting 15 points compared to 20. So far there won't be home and dry. And I don't think Ruben will secure the title here either. But as we run up towards turn number 3, Devil trying to take back second place. Casey parks it nicely. Oh, Devil was a bit of a moment there. Good defending by Casey whilst getting his penalty gone. But this penalty kill, Devil needs to get past Casey quickly, because Casey's penalty kill is really slowing him down here and allowing Ruben to pull ahead. Look, an 8.5 second gap. He's really picked up the pace now. It's also allowing Vaslinkoff to close down as well. So Devil really struggling there behind Casey. Philo up into 10th as he's starting to cut through the field on this undercut, gaining time, 28 seconds. He's doing well for himself. And the pit stop he does, or the strategy he does, is going to be interesting where he will come out, when he'll pit next. But he's currently got fastest lap, a 27.7. So far, the Brit's running well. So is this man. Into the pits then. Vaslinkoff, Brian. The first to really break as we do approach that 20-minute pit window. Let's see what tyres these two go onto then. Vaslinkoff just ahead of his old team boss. He's at his third team now. And away he goes on mediums then. So Vassal and Brian both on mediums. That's very tempting to cook. Vaslinkoff definitely, if he can put in some solid laps here. Everyone's got a solid pace though, despite their tyres' performance. Hoping to close the gap a bit between himself and Casey, as he locks the mediums a bit. Ruben, he can go a bit longer. It's looking like he will. But up at the front, Casey into the pits then, as his softs really not well liked, and his penalties and time management so far has been very aggressive. It's definitely, you can tell he's not calm in that car. I don't know why. He should be more relaxed. Dino, OT also into the pit lane. All three currently running in good spots. Dino will be bagging on some softs, I can almost guarantee. mediums for Casey as he underfuels it a bit. OTBC and Dino, what fuel are they gonna go? OTBC, he goes on to mediums. And Dino right through onto the soft, so OT doing the middle stint on the mediums, as like most people would. Now where's Philo? Philo's up into 5th. JD, he's close to his teammate actually. JD is going to be in within the next 2 laps. But Vassal, he's on his he's with his 3rd team. He had pretty decent success, a good few podiums in Div 2 last season with BNR, then moved up to NDC. He's not had the best car choice. He's not been the best of relationships with that team. Brand new team for next season, moved back to an independent. So we'll just see how it goes, and this race so far doing good. Bobby's seemingly going a bit longer than normal. Seen a few people pull a one-stop here, not many. I wouldn't really recommend it. I don't think Bobby will be able to make it on the mediums, but oh, Bobby round and catches it nicely over at turn 3. Wow, that almost ended in tragedy for him. 28.6 seconds is the gap between Philo and Ruben. Ruben within the next few laps, and you just feel that Devil will be in. Should Devil go in now? Should Devil be in early? I have a feeling Devil should probably pit earlier. Go for an undercut on Ruben. Trying to gain a bit more time. I don't think he'll gain much time. Bobby's running well. He's yet to pit. He's on the mediums. Mr. Osaka has fuel management as well, but his tyres aren't looking that good. And by the looks of it, he might be potentially going for a one-stop. As yes, Devil into the pits then. Trying to get a bit of an undercut onto Ruben, maybe shave some time back. As Ruben red lights it then. Now are we potentially going to see 2 short stints on the mediums between these 2 drivers? As we've seen it before, and they've gone 25 minutes on these softs, and I don't quite know if they go 24 minutes again. They'll be on 10 minutes, and Devil out on mediums then, so they'll go 50% fuel. But this will, Ruben will see that, he will see the strategy. This is the benefit though, the upside of pitting later. He will then know what Devil's going for. Ruben very pushy on the track limits there. So Ruben's yet to pit, Bobby's yet to pit, JD's yet to pit, Mr. Osaka's yet to pit, Online Cruiser's yet to pit on the curbs at turn number 3. Just about saves it. Brian's gone on to mediums. Tim, he's on softs, he started on mediums. OT, so add Tim to the list as well. And Dino, he's on there. Ruben, then the race leader, into the pits then. He was very close to running out of fuel. So, 8 drivers, used both sets of tyres, out with the 13 running. So 5 more in this lap for Bobby, as he will take the race lead. JD, he also comes in the pits. What tyres will these two want to? Ruben takes a bit more fuel than Devil, so that will probably bring the gap down a bit. But he goes on to the mediums as well. But what's the gap between Devil and Ruben? JD, he started on the softs. What will he come out on? And where will he come out? More importantly, going long. He's only just come into his pit box. It's a long pit lane for no reason. Bobby in this lap. Philo has jumped Ruben. This is crucial. Four seconds is the gap between Philo and Ruben. And it looks like Philo will be on track to go about 25 minutes. Come the pit stop. So we have a race on our hands here, people. JD, where's he come out on? Where's he come out on? What's he come out on? Mediums. So he's the 10th driver. So Bobby's yet to pit. Mr. Osaka Online Kreuzer. The only ones left to pit are the only ones that are yet to do anything. And these two definitely trying to go for a one stop. Their tyres aren't looking too good, but these two definitely not necessarily having the crucial pace needed, so why not throw something into the mix? Why not try something different? And by doing that, taking the risk, if you're not going to win on merit, you may as well. You've got to switch things up. You've got to try things. This is how you win. You've got to take gambles, and these two are taking gambles, they're taking risks, and hopefully they can reap the reward. Up at the front, Bobby very close to running out of fuel. He's definitely trying to one-stop this. And his fuel crucially low. We've seen this before. He should be able to make it. Should, not will. And it's going incredibly slow. So it's got to the point where he's just losing too much time. But if he doesn't do this, he'll then have to pit again, and it'll be a waste. So this is the downside with poor fuel management. It gets to the point where you're stuck in 6th, you're losing way too much time, but you've got to do it or you'll be forced into a 2-stop with pitting with like 2 laps to go. Philo caught round to the back of Bobby just before he will pit, and he'll be getting a bit of dirty air from this. There's a bit of contact there as well on the exit of 9, but Philo will retake the lead with 5 seconds between himself. Oh, that's Devil off! That is Devil off! What has happened here? Devil has span it at turn 8. Let's have a look then. What's happened here? He's coming through 6. There's the exit of 6. Nice and calm. Through 7. Onto the curb. Nice. Exiting off 8. But he just spins it. Devil. He just spins it. I'm lost. How's he done that? The Season 1 champion, the current runner-up, he's on for a mad strategy. And Mr. Osaka has jumped him as well. Devil gets a bit of a switchback move and he'll go into third, but he's lost so much time. He's now 20 seconds off the back of Ruben whilst trying to go for this alternative strategy. Well, that is interesting. What's more interesting though, Mr. Osaka and Online Kreuzer, their fuel management's been impressive. Casey's slowly getting the penalties off. And Vaseline Cock's not far behind. If he can stick to the back of Casey. It's a brilliant race so far by Vaseline Cock. Currently running in 7th. Nets. Ooh. With 2 people ahead of him to pit and Casey's penalties, he's running in a good net position here. We're going up to 4th. Classic glitch. Taking too much curb. Where it just comes off, your car responds poorly. In essence, that's more realistic than people think. When you come off the curbs, the car, it just unsettles the car. It's the thing that's done Fuji as well, which caught some people out, but it's more realistic than people think. Bobby's onto the softs as he's come out directly behind Darnarod. He could go for the move, but he can't be aggressive if he's trying to one-stop this. Philo wins soon, and there comes the Motorsport West boys. Vaseline Cock up into 4th then, as Casey's also, or as Vaseline Cock's actually got past Casey, as he's running fairly well so far, trying to go for the move down in towards turn and 1. There's a bit of contact there. Casey's getting very racy, but keeping a car on your inside line does mean you can't go over the track limit, so Casey using his brain a bit here. Devil's not far up the road either. If Devil does that again, these two are now looking at a battle for the podium. Vaseline Cock's got podiums in Div 2, but he's not had a Div 1 podium yet. He's barely at Div 1 points. But so far, he's not looking too bad. As Casey tries to find a gap at turn number 4, he has to bail out of it. Just try again, down at turn 9 or 1. Philo into the pit soon. This fuel's going very low in the next 2 laps, I'd say, so it'll be in around about 25 minutes, which if he full tanks it, it's enough to go to the end. He's got a solid gap between himself and Ruben. Ruben will be in soon, but it is an undercut for Philo. We've already seen Philo work the undercut, and Philo working magic here. And when last in Nürburgring, we did say Philo was the closest guy to Devil. And right now, Ruben's not been beaten this season. He's been beaten twice to pole. Devil did it at Suzuka, and Philo's now done it here. But Philo definitely spicing things up here, and we could see we could have a nice battle for the lead come the end of it. Devil, after that spin, he's definitely put himself out of it. Casey, he may be ahead, he may be, well, I'll say showing decent pace. 131s, that is with the battle with Vasilinkov. Vasilinkov moves to the inside line, tried to find a move. Mr. Mount's further back as well, as we can see. He's not going to look for a move. Dyno's getting the rest of his penalty gone, like his teammate, who's got a monumental penalty to get rid of. But he's getting rid of it nicely. 5.3 seconds so far, but further down the bar, you don't... Dyno with Mr. Mount. These two on the mediums, Casey and Vasilinkov. Mr. Mount and Dyno on the softs. They started on the mediums, and now they're doing the Tim strategy. They are bringing this one, they're bringing the fire to this. And we now might have a 4-way battle, and this is why we love the Red Bull Ring. This is why we love Austria. It's a brilliant track, and Dyno's gaining at a rate of knots. Look at this for the Irishman. He's absolutely flying, setting a purple middle sector. Now just got his teammate, hope he doesn't hold him up on his mediums. Mr. Bobby as well, he's potentially one-stopping this, so he's going to have to be a bit careful, but maybe Bobby comes in with these lot, has more fuel, and he can actually gain a big jump here, have a big strategical advantage. Dynarod a 128.1 then, for the air through that middle sector, definitely a factor. But Casey, instead of attacking Bastian, Cox's going to have to think about defending, and there's 3 cars all going wide. Casey, Dyno and Bobby all following, but classic mistake. Watch all the penalties come up. There's Dyno's. Casey's has been added on, and has Bobby got a penalty for some reason? No. Casey looking for a move onto Vasilinkov though, as it's a bit of a 4-way skirmish, as Dyno trying to bump draft his teammate down the main straight of our Toyota though. Not got the best top speed. Vasilinkov and Vialdi not doing too good either. Dyno's going to look for a move, and in the space of 2 turns, Vasilinkov might be on the threat from 2 positions here. He holds on nicely though. That's Philo, the race leader, into the pit lane, but we can't really pay attention to that now. Casey currently in 4th, Dynarod in 5th. Vasilinkov looking through down the inside at turn number 6 then. On Dynarod, Bobby trying to find his way through as well. It's the 2 mediums versus the 2 soft runners, and Vasilinkov on the risk of going into 7th here. Bobby round the outside then. That's a brilliant move there by Bobby at turn 7. Vasilinkov trying to find his way back through. But Vasilinkov started this lap 4th, he's going to end it in 7th. It's going to be crucial. Where will Philo come out? Philo comes out on this battle here, which he very may well do, as it's a bit of carnage going up ahead. Casey getting forced well off there by Bobby. Vasilinkov picking himself up a penalty. Casey's increasing his penalty. Dynarod into 3rd then. As Philo, where will he be coming out? Will he come out just ahead? Philo, he's well ahead. So, he is safe. These 2, he's going to have to hope he can get his car up to speed. But as we come up towards turn number 3 then, Sprint overtaking spots. I'm going to look for a move. Any late moves? Casey thinks about it. Bobby thinks about it. Are we going to go 3 wide? No, to think better of it, but Bob's going to choose. Bobby's still going to try and stick it, and Vasilinkov to a very late lunge on Casey, who's serving his penalty, and he gets himself up to 6th. It's going to be an interesting battle when all of these guys are on their softs. But Bobby, if I was Bobby, I would now start thinking about changing up my strategy a bit here. Bobby went very long. And now Bobby pits all this Dynarod! Dynarod has made a mistake at turn number 4. Casey took into the slipstream, but very close to the back of his teammate. As Casey down the inside at turn number 6. Dynarod trying to find his way back through as well. Casey a bit shaky on the curbs on exit through turn 7 we come then. Well, Ruben into the pits then. Where will Philo come out? This is where we need to really be looking. Dynarod's going to be trying to get his way through Devil into the pits as well, but we can't pay attention here to that. Now these lot, if I was Bobby, Bobby shouldn't go for a one-stop here now. Bobby is a brilliant sort of strategy where Bobby can pit, when these lot pit, Bobby can pit, but they will be taking fuel. Bobby can literally take a quick splash and dash to the end, and he will be fine. He hasn't got to worry about fuel saving. He'll be on as fresh tyres as these lot will have 10 minutes older 10 minutes younger tyres than him, which is a big advantage. And Bobby, as Ruben's actually come up behind Bobby, so if Bobby does want a one-stop, he is still on track here. But we know Ruben's got the pace, but Philo has the race lead then. This strategy working out nicely for Philo so far, but it's going to be interesting to see Ruben's pace. Bobby as well, if he wants to go for a move, he could try and hold him up and maybe get a first British winner in Div 1. Wouldn't that be nice if the Brits can sort of team up and work that one out? The ART boys running 4th and 5th, having a nice battle here, and it's all carnage going on. Vasilinkov, he's dropped down to 6th. But as I was saying before I was really interrupted by some pit stops, if Bobby doesn't feel like he's the pace to keep up with Ruben and maybe challenge for the podium, as where's Devil actually come out? Devil's come out with Tim and that lot, but he's going to be in some traffic here if he can catch up to them. But Bobby, if Bobby pits now, Bobby could actually challenge for a podium here. Bobby pits, takes fresh tyres and a tiny bit of fuel. That's Katie going into the pits. No response by Dino or Vasilinkov, it seems. But Bobby seemingly having pace in his last lap. He's pushing, so I think he's going to go for a bit of a later pit stop. But if he wants to try and keep up and go for the podium, he can. Or he pits now. He doesn't have to full tank it, so he's not losing the full. I think if Bobby pits, he'll come out ahead of Devil. If Bobby pits, he'll come out ahead of Devil, have fresher tyres, and will have a comfort shield to the guys behind. As those guys will have to near enough full tank it, they'll have to take 70, 80, 90% of fuel, whilst Bobby will only take 10% of fuel, 10, 20%. And that'll be a massive gain there for the Brit. He may not even have to take tyres, but I'm sure if he does that, he will come out ahead of Devil. And Ruben's now pulling away here, so someone at BNR, give him that memo, pit now, and it will be fine. And that will be a genius strategy from him, as Ruben now starts to put his foot down. He really wants to close the gap to Philo, doesn't want to let him get away too much. Dino and Vasilinkov, they're still in touching distance of each other. But I have a feeling that the grid of the final results may come down to who's got the most penalty. JD is currently running nice in 6th, as we are definitely firmly into the final pit window then. OTBC is getting out the way. 4th lapped cars as Philo, 2.4 second lead. His tyres are a bit older than Ruben's, his car's a bit heavy, he's got more fuel to burn. Bobby's running well here for a podium. JD in for an early pit stop. He's got a good amount of fuel here, so he can gain some time with that. But I honestly think Bobby's not going to keep up with Ruben now, so he should definitely pit and make sure he's comfortably ahead of Dino and Vasilinkov. It's not going to be too long before those lot are in. Dino and Vasilinkov burning the rest of their penalties off. JD is dropping right down the order, but massive on-track battles all the way. Philo and Ruben then coming through turn 4. There's OTBC, a bit of traffic ahead of Ruben, and coming through the middle sector. This is not where you want the traffic. Bobby now 2.2 seconds off the back. He's really not doing too good now. Devil, he's currently running 6th, 27 seconds. Bobby can pit and come ahead of Devil. You lose about 30 seconds with tyres and a full tank of fuel. Bobby can pit and you should come out 20, you'll come out 3-4 seconds ahead of Devil with fresher tyres. And then it will be game on for the final podium spot. Because right now Bobby is going into fuel saving mode. Oh, as he's drifting around turn number 10. This is going to get to the point where the one stop could work here, and he could work out big time. Mr. Osaka as well is doing good. Dino and Vasilinkov into the pits then. Dino starting on the mediums has been a brilliant strategy for him. Bobby's potential one stop working out well for him as well. Dino's got a 4% advantage. That's not much, it's a second at least, but it's a second that could be crucial. Penalties Don's got 2 tenths compared to Vasilinkok's nothing. Casey's at a big undercut run, 6.1 seconds worth of penalties, so maybe the undercut can be quite vital for him. His fuel's not looking the best though, he might have to do a bit of more fuel saving, but we'll find out as we come round turn number 1, and that's him picking up another penalty. Vasilinkok out ahead of Dino, it seems. If it will show, if I can find him on my keyboard, there we go. He comes out a second ahead, so Vasilinkok jumps him, underfuels the car a bit, and I think Vasilinkok really did nail the amount of fuel in the car. So, smart strategy there by the Dutch/Turkish driver. And the best result of the season for Vasilinkok on the cards then, with a brand new team. I'm sure he would love that, but Casey, 7.1 seconds ahead. And he's got more of a penalty, he's got enough gap to cover that penalty as well. That's if he doesn't pick up more penalties, and he's also got older tyres, so Vasilinkok and Dino should stop the battle, get their head down, because 5th is on the cards for one of these if they want to. Bobby may have to pit later on. That's a potential 4th. But all of them putting in absolutely stunning performances here. And anyone can do anything. Anything is on the cards here right now. Anything can go down, I must say. So Bobby currently running 3rd, as he's probably now resorting to definitely fuel saving. And he's around about on target, but further back, that's Casey. He's venturing off into the distance. The little rapscallion definitely picking himself up another penalty. These 0.0 penalties, they look like there's nothing left, but there is hundredths and milliseconds, which turns out it was milliseconds worth of a penalty. I think it was 4 milliseconds, which cost Hardcore 4th place yesterday. Between him and Huber, Dino gets a penalty, gets rid of it pretty quickly. So does Vasilinkok, with all of them pushing the limits. I think they're risking, especially at turn 1, about half second slowdown, because they get rid of it and don't lose much time whilst they're at it. So Dino down towards turn number 4 then. Bit deep into turn, but it's a pretty standard move. Oh, Dino onto the gravel! And he struggles to get off the curb. Well, it looked like he was going to nail the exit. Turns out, didn't work out the best for him, and Dino will succeed the place. Thought he'd gone in deep, thought he'd then saved it, but no. Casey, 6 seconds worth of penalty. 7.1 seconds is the gap, so Vasilinkok really needs to get his head down if he wants to catch Casey. Devil's 13 seconds up the road. What's the gap between Devil and Bobby? 20 seconds. So Bobby, and there's also, if Devil starts catching Bobby, OTB, he's got to get past OTB, so he's a brilliant back marker. When there's blue flags, as soon as he can let you past, he will let you past. He's a pretty fair driver, he's a good driver. Nice guy, I must say. But OTBC really being carried along right now, as what looked to be a good qualifying for the Can-Am boys, Tim and OT. Well down the order, some good strategies ahead of them. Mr. Osaka's in 9th, he's just ahead of Brian. Brian moving all over the place, drawn up towards turn number 3. Mr. Osaka's on the medium side, so it's going to be a bit of a harder run. He's also trying to one-stop, but down the inside, is he going to try and send it? Brian, there's a bit of contact. I think Brian's going to have it on exit, and yeah, Brian holds on nicely. Mr. Osaka wasn't really close enough, but it's Porsche versus DBR9, the Aston Martin, the 911 versus the DBR9. I think Renault's going to have the better top speed and the inside line for Mr. Osaka as well, with Mr. Osaka running in a bit of a lower fuel mode. Can't quite get the gap down as he's fuel saving, come very close to contact at the rear. That would have spanned Brian. That would have ended up like a Hamilton-Albon incident. Ruben Filo, the gap is now under a second. We haven't tuned into these, about 14 minutes to go. And these two are going to have a spicy final quarter of the race, I must say. Filo's got the slightly older tyres, they're a few laps older. Fuel-wise, who's got more fuel to burn? Filo's got more fuel to burn, so he's also got the heavier car. Devil's run 4th, he's gaining. Devil knows now, Devil can catch Bobby here. He can still get a podium, but he really has to put his foot down. Ruben, 11 races unbeaten in GTEL. Fastest lap last time around, a 1:27.7. So far, as it stands, he's going to be gaining 13 points compared to Devil's 8. So only a 5 points difference. Isn't much. So the championship will go on to Laguna Seca. In terms of the team standings, I'm sure it will continue on as well. He improves on the fastest lap again. He is catching Philo. Philo being a bit more conservative. Maybe he's saving his tyres a bit more. Ruben's tyres won't look very good. Ruben, is he going to fancy himself a move then up towards turn number 3? He's close enough. Does that Mitsubishi have the power though compared to the Nissan? The GTR is going to go for a late lunge. I don't think it's close enough. Ruben's not that stupid to try and send it from 2 lengths back. He's a nice guy. He won't risk anything. He won't ruin someone's race to try and better his own. He's a smart guy. He races in the Manufacturer Series. He was in the Manufacturer Series final for Mitsubishi. He's a smart guy. He knows what to do. He's not stupid. He won't take risks. When it comes to it, he knows how to fuel save. He knows how to fuel save. He knows how to manage his tyres. He's the all-round driver. He can race. And he knows how to pick his overtakes. He can pick his battles. He knows what's good and what's not. He's a quick thinker. You saw early on he pulled ahead, and then Philo's quick thinking from him. Dives into the pits. Early stop. Change of strategy. We've seen a variety of strategies here. The Red Bull Ring. It's a track that can spice a lot of things. That's why I was saying yesterday and Friday. It's one of the more favoured F1 tracks on the calendar. It's one of the best races. That's why it's been given 2 Grand Prix this year. Because it is that good. Ruben. 2 tenths up now, or 3 tenths, tucked in behind, and Philo makes a mistake. Philo gets onto the curb, and now Ruben. That's probably the easiest overtake Ruben will ever make in his life, and now advantage Ruben. And if he wants to put the foot down, if he wants to put the pedal down, he can. But Philo, he's going right back at it. Trying to find a switchback, can't quite. Ruben, he's got the better exit though as they run down towards turn number 4. Who's got the better power? Who's got the better top speed? I know they're giving it the full beans. Ruben short shifting it down towards. He just doesn't have the power. None of them have to fuel save. But they don't have to fuel save. But Ruben short shifting. Ruben's sitting behind Philo for now in that slipstream. I think maybe he just wants to make sure he's safe to the end. If Philo makes a mistake like that, he got all over the curves, and watch up towards turn 1 and 3. I think it's going to be more caution to turn 1 this time, which is going to impact this straight line speed up towards turn number 3. But Ruben, you just have to sense, is he trying to make sure he has that extra point for fastest lap? Sitting back, but behind Philo in the slipstream. It's such a important thing here, the slipstream. Dino and Casey, they're closing the way down, but Casey's getting his penalty down as well. Casey having a solid recovery drive, you could say, after all of his penalties. Vaslinkock, a late move, he's trying to find his way down through turn number 4. Ends going to be able to hold on to it. Philo's picked himself up a 9 tenths penalty as well. And this is the penalty kill zone up towards turn number 3. So, can we see that happen then? Ruben and Philo. Philo almost undoubtedly going to go into the turn. There we go. But look how easy it is to kill the penalty there through turn number 3. Philo and Ruben battling it out. 10 minutes to go, or just under that. Down towards turn number 4. Philo, huge chunk. 8 tenths off his penalty. Ruben takes the tighter line. Can't quite make anything on it. The battle for 7th, battle for 6th, sorry. Dino's picking himself up a second penalty. He's going to be hoping he can get rid of that Vaslinkock as he tries to get 6th place. Takes a longer line. He's definitely aiming for a better exit speed, and you can see a lot better exits. He took right onto the back of Dino. Corvette versus Audi. Who's going to have this one then? Dino also is going to be ghosting to serve his penalty. 2 big on-track battles as they close down on Casey, whilst Casey is serving his penalty a tiny bit. Vaslinkock, Dino switching it back. Vaslinkock's going to find himself up ahead though. He's into 6th. Down towards turn number 4 though. Philo and Ruben still calm. Not going out. Dino back ahead as we come down towards turn number 4. The inside line. Is he going to make the mistake he did last time? Bit more cautious, but Vaslinkock looked to have the better exit. Not quite though. Dino on the better racing line, able to move across. And he's got rid of his penalty. 4 seconds up the road is Casey, and Casey's penalty is at 3.6 seconds. Philo got 1/10 left on his penalty he's got to get rid of, and he gets a bit more of it done, and he's a bit shaky on exit. There's a bit of a push there by Ruben. Ruben straight back into the slipstream. And you just have to feel Ruben's trying to hype this one up a bit here. He doesn't want to go straight away. I think Ruben knows he's got some pace in that car. That man is just waiting. I don't think that man is struggling too much. I think he knows if Philo can just sit back. I think he knows how good the slipstream is. I think he knows the pace Philo's got. He will respect that. He knows the capabilities of Philo. He saw that in qualifying. He put it on pole. He wasn't the quickest man on track during qualifying, and I think Ruben knows that. I think Ruben knows Philo. If Ruben goes past, Philo will just sit in a slipstream and he will hold on to it. We saw it on the opening stint, the opening 10-15 minutes. Philo did that. But now, I think Ruben's changed his game, and this is why Ruben is an insane driver. He's not just quick. He's not just brilliant at managing tyres and fuel, but he's a strategist. He knows if he gets past Philo, Philo will be able to keep pace with him and then give him a battle, and that also risks a crash. Ruben's just forcing Philo into a mistake. He's building up the penalties, and either way, Ruben, he's absolutely being genius here. Is he eyeing up a move though into turn 3? Is he going to go late? Philo, purple first sector as he gets the rest of his penalty gone. As we approach the final 6 under 7 minutes. This is going on for a while here. Vaslinkock and Dino closing the gap to Casey as his penalty. Down to 3 seconds as we're still going at it. Down towards turn number 9. Dino thinks about a move. Vaslinkock shuts the door. Philo and Ruben. I don't know which battle to look at. There's two insane on track battles. Let's go down the grid. The battle 10. The battle for 9th, Tim and Mr. Osaka going at it. Is Tim going to try and fancy move around the outside at turn number 9? He tries to find the switchback. Can't quite find the gap with that chunky boy of the Nissan. He's going to find his way back through though. Down at turn 10. Bit twitchy. Mr. Osaka is going to be able to fight back. Up ahead, Brian. He's on his own battling for the final points. Casey gets more of his penalty off as he's increased it more. Down the inside. Vaslinkock tries to go as him and Dino. Dino ghosted as they come down or through turn 3. And who's got more power, the Audi or the Corvette? Who's got their car set up better as well? Dino holds on for now. Philo and Ruben back. There's a mistake by Philo. He's picked himself up a bit of a penalty. He's going to get rid of it up towards turn number 3. Can almost guarantee that. But Ruben making a bit of a mistake as well there by turn 1. It's a mistake we don't often see. We saw Ruben get a penalty earlier as well, which feels mad to say. 7.8 seconds is the gap between Bobby and Devil. And Bobby's going to be in absolutely insane fuel saving mode, and we're going to have an absolute manic final few laps here at the Red Bull Ring. It's going to be an absolute classic. Philo, 1/10 left on that penalty. 2 attempts is the gap as we approach the braking zone for turn number 4. Philo sideways again through turn number 4, and you just feel he's been a bit more cautious on the brakes. He's been a bit more cautious on the penalty kill. He knows Ruben's ready to bounce, and just I don't know, who do you think's going to win this? Who do you think is going to get who's going to think is going to get third as well? Devil's closing in on Bobby, and Bobby, he's not on track on fuel in my opinion. I think he's got to find about 20 to 30 seconds of fuel. It's not hard as JD goes through. When a back marker's unlapping himself, he's not running full pace. He's definitely struggling, but now if he can manage behind the JD, save a bit of fuel and allow JD to drag him along. Further back, Casey and Dino. What's happened to Vaslinkock? Vaslinkock's here as well. Casey's slowed all the way down, not got rid of his penalty. Casey's red light. I completely forgot about Casey's fuel as well. Casey's going to be in this lap. And now Casey, he's just going to park it for Dino, and Vaslinkock's going to have to try and find his way through ASAP. As this is going to allow Dino to bridge a bit of a gap, and this is going to be some dirty tactics here. Casey in this lap, but throughout this final sector, this is going to allow Dino to bridge about a second gap as Casey is going to defend that inside line, trying to impact Vaslinkock a bit here, and he is doing that. Pushes Vaslinkock off a bit, and Casey's still going. Casey, is there a bit of contact further back? And Casey playing dirty. Vaslinkock can still within slipstream range, but not by much, as these two are now going at it as well. As Vaslinkock's going to have to put his foot down a bit. Casey, he's going to be in soon, and this might promote Brian as well. This will promote Brian. It may even promote Tim into the point. So Casey on the fuel may have cost himself here. But Dino and Vaslinkock are going to go at it. Casey's going to look for a late move. If Casey causes an accident, that's going to be terrible for the VLT boys. 2 laps to go then, as we cross the line. Who's got it? Ruben or Philo? Who's got the final podium spot? 6 seconds is the gap now. He's got to find 3 seconds in, 3 seconds per lap. Devil and Bobby. Who's got in that podium? Who's getting 5th? Dino or Vaslinkock? Who's coming where? And the potential for the final point spots, Tim or Mr. Osaka. There's always an on-track battle here. Ruben down the inside of Philo through turn number 3. Philo doesn't really have an answer to that, and he's this where. Now Ruben pounces with 2 laps to go. Philo then, back through he goes as we go down towards turn number 4. Ruben down the inside though, forces Philo a bit off there. Philo's going to have to secede the position as he gets right off. That's a risky move there by Ruben as Philo loses a lot of time. Through turn number 4, Ruben. Oh, that might be disputed. Philo's tyres going off. You can see he's struggling a bit here as the chance to dethrone Ruben gone. Ow. I can't say. Final lap approaching. Dino and Vaslinkock. Vassel's got himself a slowdown penalty, which he's also going to have to get rid of. These two will have another 2 laps here. Casey, he's trying to go to the end here. He's going to run out of fuel. Brian might run out of fuel. Brian might have an extra lap. He might run out of fuel. Everyone might run out of fuel here as well. As we go on to the final lap then. Ruben, Philo. I think Ruben's going to have this one now. There's going to be some arguments about that move down at turn number 4. Ruben red lights it. Philo, he doesn't. They are going to be pushing this one. That is for sure. Now, if Ruben runs out of fuel now, wouldn't that be a tragedy? Further back, the battle for 5th, I think Bobby will definitely have it. He's got a lap to go, but his red lights very much on. Philo finding the pace as Ruben. There's a first. There's an uncanny mistake there by Ruben. A mistake we don't normally see. Ruben knows this win is definitely not certain here. He's being consistent though. He's got the tyres. He's got 1 sector to go. 4 turns to make it 12 wins from 12 races here. And I just think now as he's got 2 turns to go, he's flashing at the back markers. You just think he's going to have it. Unlike Kreutzer's getting out the way. 2 turns to go. 1 turn to go. SVV Ruben keeps it within the track limits. Ruben will win at Austria. Philo, so close but yet so far. You just have to feel for him. And now a battle of the penalties. Dino's bridging a nice gap. And I think you can say Dino's got 5th. It's a 1 second penalty for Bobby. As Devil not quite close enough. It's a brilliant strategy by Bobby. You have to say. Nailed this one perfectly to the T. Bobby will take his first podium in GTEL. What a brilliant strategy. Pulls off the 1 stop. He takes 3rd. There's Devil in the background. He will take 4th. The battle for 5th then. That will calm down. Dino will equal his best result of the season. And Vaslinkock, his best result of the season, 6th. As his first race for TBRT. Casey, he's out of fuel near enough. Tim and Brian are going to go through, and this is going to be an absolute skirmish for the final points. Casey round the outside. Here we go then. 2 turns to go. Casey, Tim and Brian. Who's going to get the final points playing positions? We're not going to see this all the time. Tim's through in 7th. Will Casey hold on for a point, or will Brian? Brian's out. Brian's out of fuel. Brian's out of fuel. Brian's slowing down. Brian's run out of fuel, and Casey will be safe at the line. Casey will have it. Casey gets a second slowdown penalty vote. He's going to have to slow down, or Brian might have him. Up towards the line. Casey will take a dramatic ending to a dramatic race. Ruben, confirmation of the results. What a race. Well, we did not know who was going to win that, but a touchy move down at turn 4 on the penultimate lap. Ruben takes the win. It's 12 wins from 12 races. Ruben wins. Philo gets his second podium, and again the closest guy to Ruben and the closest we've ever had to someone beating Ruben. Bobby with a brilliant one stop just about brings it home. 4 seconds ahead of Devil to take third. Devil losing out big time of the championship. Dino and Vaslinkoff, after a brilliant battle, they'll hold on to get their best results of the season. Tim, he finishes 7th, bringing home 2 points after a solid qualifying, which he could never maculate into anything. Casey was grand the final points playing positions after underfueling at the pit stop, costing him a potential 5th place. Brian will finish outside the points. Mr. Soccer Online Crater, they attempted a one-stop. Couldn't quite do what Bobby did, but they still made an effort. JD and OTBC, the final 2 finishers, brought qualifying by OTBC, but I don't quite know what happened. Started 7th, finishes 13th. An absolute brilliant race. The championship goes on to Laguna Seca. Only just though, I think. Anyway, I've been Inan. Thank you all for watching. Join me next week at 8 PM British summertime for round 8. The penultimate round of GTEL Division 3 Championship at Laguna Seca. Will Alpha Pino get the title, or will Cam bring a massive fight back? Find out next week, next Friday. Tune in. I've been Inan. Thank you all for watching. You've all been amazing. Congratulations.